Hello, happy people, and welcome back. This video marks a shift in this YouTube channel where before I was creating content for a 1-credit class about Eastern healing. And moving forward, I am still going to be creating content about wellness, often Eastern-based, sometimes massage therapy-based in general. And I just really enjoyed being forced to sit down and review these basic foundational concepts, sometimes look into it in a more like nitty-gritty way, expand my own knowledge about Ayurveda and Thai massage. And it was just so enjoyable to me to be forced to review things in that way and to share that, that I thought I would attempt to continue to do that. Now, there may still be some videos on this channel that are clearly intended for that Eastern healing class, because as it comes back around again, I'll be reviewing past videos, and there may be some, I can think of one in particular, that I decide that I can do a better job and need to re-record that content. So never mind that if it happens, but I hope that we have a really fun continuing journey together. It is not my intention to monetize this channel. I believe that YouTube will sometimes put ads onto videos just because that's what it does. But hopefully they don't interrupt us too much. So I figure that I'm gonna eventually get back to more of specifically traditional Chinese medicine, because I think there was a lot of nuances that we just weren't able to get to. We were kind of jogging through all like this basic concept and that basic concept and the next thing without being able to sink in more depth to the degree that I would have liked. But today we're not going to do that. Today, we are going to say hello to Ayurveda one more time to learn about a kind of quirky practice that has more to do with the meditation side of things. In the course of the class, we did cover the basics of Ayurveda somewhat. We covered the intro to the history and doshas and koshas, and you can certainly go back and review those videos if you like. But today we're going to do a meditation, because the deeper koshas, the deeper layers of our energetic selves are only really accessed through mental and, dare I say, spiritual practices. So what we're going to do is we're going to envision energy that is coming up our spine, around the crown of our head and down to the point like right behind your teeth, inside your mouth. And then we're going to be touching our tongue to the roof of your mouth right behind the teeth. And the tongue is going to create like a bridge for the energy. This is why if you've ever read you should touch the tongue to the roof of your mouth when you meditate. It's so that you're connecting that spot physically to allow the energy to then come down your throat, down your sternum and abdomen, all the way around your private parts to your bottom. So right at the bottom, so the spine comes down, right? And then you have the sacrum and your tailbone. So basically, we are going to be breathing, take a nice deep breath in, and then we'll be breathing out and flex your bottom. And envision the energy whooshing up the spine and around the crown of the head to that spot behind your teeth. Then we're going to breathe in, and the energy is going to come down our front, down your down your tongue, down your throat, down your sternum, down your tummy, around your private parts, and back to your bottom. And then we do that again. So breathe out. You'll be breathing out, flexing your bottom, and sending the energy up and around, and then breathing in and down and breathing it down the front of your body, back around to the bottom again. So that is going to be what we're going to try. I'm going to pace and talk through it, and then I'll just take some quiet breaths for us all to practice this technique together. And then we'll talk about why on earth we are doing this next. So here we go. So take a nice full deep breath. Envision the energy down at the bottom of your spine, and then you'll flex your bottom and envision it, and breathe out. Flex your bottom and breathe out when it comes up and around, and then breathe in and breathe the energy down the front of your body. It goes down, 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 around, and back to your bottom, and then you'll flex and breathe out when it'll come around, and then breathe in, down, and around your bottom. And now let's just go ahead and do that. And you can go the other way. Typically, they would envision the energy going up the spine and then down the front. So when I say go the other way, I mean experiment with the breath going the other way, not with the energy flowing in the other direction. So this time we're going to flex our bottoms, which is going to help with that vision of sending the energy up the spine, but we're going to breathe in. So breathe in and flex your bottom and send that energy up your spine and around your head, and then breathe out and go down the front of your body, around your private parts, and back to your bottom. Let's do this. Here we go. So breathe, flex your bottom and breathe in. And then breathe out. And it goes down your front and back around. And flex your bottom and breathe in. And then breathe out, down. Now, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I find it personally easier to do the energy flow in the other direction, where you breathe out and it goes up your spine. But I think either one is okay. There's probably one that's the most correct or traditional. But again, I've only been able to, scoop up what I've been able to scoop from Ayurveda on my way by. So hopefully that was a fun, interesting experience. So now what the heck are we doing here? What we are doing is, you remember how your chakras go from the base of your spine up through to the top of your head. And that is, and the chakras are like a metaphor for enlightenment, right? So in Ayurveda, being clean, not having stagnation or excess in your energy as well as your physical body, is seen as very important for your health. And it's not just for your health, it's also in the pursuit of enlightenment, because in their culture, that's the whole reason for existence. If you are here and your soul is in this world, you are on this planet, then the entire point of you being here and your journey in their worldview is to polish yourself up to the point where you are capable of seeing the gateway to enlightenment, right? And that's a metaphor, and we're not going to get too deeply into it, but the point is, by rushing the energy up your chakras and then condensing it back down, and rushing it up your chakras and condensing it back down, we clear the pathway of those chakras. And it's just like, if I tried to run a marathon right now, I would hurt myself. But if I trained for it, then I could. I would be able to do that, and it might still be quite a task, but I would be able to if I trained for it properly, right? In their system, there's this idea that if you rush towards the highest level practice, spiritual practice, that it would actually, in their view, potentially make you go insane. That your system, your spiritual system, and your nervous system needs to be properly trained and healthy and clear of obstruction for you to not injure your mind with these practices. So they would not necessarily look fondly on this idea of people going and getting like a 2-week attunement and then they're enlightened. They'd be like, yeah, sure you are, buddy, you know? And so when we do these types of practices regularly, the idea in Ayurveda is you're clearing out your nervous system by directing your mind. So any type of meditative practice where you can direct your mind and keep it focused, that's all good. That's helping your nervous system and specifically pushing energy around your body, up your spine of your chakras and pulling it back down. That helps to clear the pathway so that you can safely take the next steps towards enlightenment in their system. And I'm not going to dive into too much more Ayurveda than that because I am not an Ayurvedic practitioner. There's a lot out there. It's a great big world. There's a lot of beautiful, deep, and broad practices in our world. And if this is something that interests you, absolutely go for it. Yoga is Ayurvedic. There's all kinds of Ayurvedic meditations and wellness practices. And as long as you're being safe and healthy and, you know, being as respectful as you can towards the source culture in its own context, I would say absolutely go for it, have fun. What I'm going to do with this channel moving forward, though, is go back to traditional Chinese medicine. So I hope that that little wave at one more little thing you can do in your daily life that's sourced from Ayurveda was fun and interesting for you. I'm going to try to update this channel about every other Monday, give or take. And it might sometimes be more than that, and I will try for it to not be less. We'll see what happens. So have fun, movers and shakers, and I will see you here next time for some traditional Chinese medicine in more depth. Bye, guys.